Hey guys, it's Castro72 and I am recording another video for Nintendo Nation. This time I am playing an unlicensed NES game. This one was released by Tengen, same people who released Gauntlet, RBI Baseball, and the infamous Tetris that came before the Nintendo version. Now, they happen to release some Sega games on the NES here in the US. They released Fantasy Zone, which was this one, and I believe Revenge of Shinobi and Alien Syndrome. As you can see, Fantasy Zone is a shooter, and it's sort of a fantasy shooter. And here I am selecting my weapons from the shop. The main idea behind this game is similar, in effect, to Defender by Bally Midway. You have to scroll left to right, but the level actually loops, so you end up in a big circle. You're really not going anywhere. And you have to destroy these red bases, or in different levels they're a different color. But in this particular level, they're red, as you can see. And after you defeat all of the bases, you'll fight the boss of that level and then move on to the next one. And here I am fighting the boss, which is actually a big chunk of wood. And here you can kind of see the limitations of the NES. I mean, as it struggles to show all these projectiles flowing out of the enemy. It's a little herky-jerky. And actually, the whole game is a little bit on the not well-made side. Here you see me gathering all these bags of money. If you were to watch the actual the arcade game, it mimics it somewhat well, because this is an arcade port. But I believe the Sega Master System actually had a better port of Fantasy Zone. And that is actually the version I grew up with. This version, this NES version, I didn't really know about until much later in life. It's a little like jerky with the scrolling, and the Sega Master System one was silky smooth. And I didn't own the Sega Master System one. I actually played it at a friend's house who had a Master System, and that is where I learned to play the game. One interesting fact about the NES version is you might see a scrolling that's vertical, like up and down, as well as horizontal. In the Master System version, that part was omitted, and in the arcade version, it actually did have that scrolling that was up and down. So in that respect, I guess the NES version does outdo the Master System version in that technical aspect. But really, if you were to see the Master System version, it's just a lot smoother. The music is, I want to say okay. On the Master System version, it is a little better, but it has to do with the different audio chips that both of the consoles have. I mean, it could be a matter of preference. I guess I grew up with the Sega Master System version, so this version sounds a little off to me. But it's alright. Also, this particular enemy that I'm fighting right now, I know there's supposed to be like a gap somewhere in those revolving orbs where I can shoot the inner orbs that are circling around his face. Those are what I really need to hit. And I think in the Sega Master System version, there were only like 4 inner orbs I really had to shoot at, so it made it a little easier. This one was a lot harder. I believe I don't actually make it past this boss, but it's sort of a grueling battle on this particular NES port. And I know I didn't have that hard of a time when I played it on Sega Master System. Another thing I have to say is, if you notice, all the stats, like the point stats and the weapon you have and everything, which is shown at the bottom, I believe in the Sega Master System version was shown at the top. And again, you can see the limitations of the NES, where these projectiles are like raining down on you, and they kind of start flickering around. Your spaceship starts flickering. That's just because the NES can't really handle it. But you know, it's doing the best it can, and uh, you know, and if that's the best it can do, then that's the best it can do. I mean, there was a port made by Sunsoft for the Famicom, actually, which I think is actually a little better than this port, which was made by a company called Pixel for Tengen. And I don't think I'm gonna make it past this boss. I think this is actually where I yeah, I collide right into that projectile. Anyway, thanks for tuning in for another Throwback Thursday for Nintendo Nation. Peace out, guys.